Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired later throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. Today is July 2nd, 2018. And now the news at noon.
According to the Cortez Journal, a 24-year-old Colorado man is being held in the death of his girlfriend, whose body was found in neighboring Utah. The Colorado Junction Daily Sentinel reports Delta County Judge Jin Ho Pak on Thursday set a $10 million cash or surety bond for Edgar Macias Moreno of Hotchkiss. Prosecutors asked that Macias Moreno be held without bond, but the judge granted the request of Deputy State Public Defender Shandeas Sargent for a cash or surety bond. Police say Macias Moreno turned himself in Wednesday morning, about a week after Madeline Lowe was last seen at the farm where she lived in the Hotchkiss area. Her body was found Wednesday in a remote area of Millard County, Utah. Delta County Sheriff Fred McKee says the cause of death is under investigation.
A fire update from the Journal Photo Kelly Boyd. The Burrow Fire grew by about 60 acres on Saturday, reaching a total of 4,388 acres in the Bear Creek Canyon area. On Saturday, the fire showed growth along its northwestern, southwestern, southeastern, and eastern borders, according to the log from an infrared mapping flight conducted at 12:07 a.m. on Sunday. The infrared mapping flight conducted at 12:05 showed areas of intense heat near bulldozer lines in the vicinity of West Mancus Road, Aspen Loop Trail, and the Highland, Colorado Trail. Containment remains at 40%. The Burrow Fire is less than 2 miles from the 416 fire, which burns east of the Colorado Trail. The 416 fire is now estimated at 49,301 acres and has grown by about 12,000 acres in the past 3 days. It's 37% contained. The focus of 416 fire crews were expected to shift to the northeast Sunday and Monday as crews worked to enhance fire lines guarding Purgatory. As of Sunday, it had cost $26.4 million to fight. On Sunday, the Burrow Fire crews planned to reinforce fire control lines and remove hazardous fuels in the northwestern section near Little Bear and Bear Creek trails and in the southern section near Windy Gap. The eastern section, which roughly parallels the Colorado Trail, remained unstaffed. Firefighters continued to create backburns along the bulldozer line in the northwest section to remove trees and other fuels that could help the approaching fire cross the containment line. So far, backburn crews were staying ahead of the fire, Incident Commander John Norton Jensen said in a press release on Sunday. The National Weather Service issued a dense smoke advisory to be in effect from 10 p.m. Sunday to 10 a.m. this morning, Monday, along U.S. Highway 160 east of Hesperus through Bayfield and along U.S. Highway 550 from Coalbank Pass south to the New Mexico state line. Visibility was expected to be less than a quarter mile at times. Public Information Officer Andy Lyon said the fire continued to move slowly towards Colorado Highway 145, but he doesn't expect it to reach the road before the monsoon begins. The Colorado Trail remains closed from Mullis Pass south to Junction Creek. The Hermosa Creek Wilderness area is also closed. McPhee Reservoir remains open, and the Dolores River is still accessible between Dolores and Rico.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, additional firefighters arrived Sunday to help battle the 416 fire, and more were expected today. Don Ferguson, a public information officer for the 416 fire, said approximately 10 engines and 3 additional hand crews, each hand crew with 20 firefighters, was expected to arrive, bolstering the existing ground crews that totaled 360 firefighters on Sunday. Also, 2 or 3 firefighters will accompany the 10 engines, depending on the size of the engine, he said. The focus of firefighting efforts will shift to the northeast perimeter on Monday as crews work to enhance fire lines guarding Purgatory Resort. We completed firing operations along the south end, and that's a critical piece of the puzzle for us, Ferguson said. The burnouts, the careful use of fire to remove unburned fuels between the control line and main fire, were conducted along Forest Road 171 to a rock scree field on the east side of Olga Little Mountain. They took out islands of unburned fuel close to fire lines on the south, and that allows the transfer of resources to the northeast perimeter.
From the Journal, the West End Economic Development Corporation, in collaboration with the Southwest Innovation Corridor, has hired Ryan Taylor for a joint internship between the town of Rico and the West End towns of Nucla and Natarita. Taylor will work full-time, splitting time between Rico and the West End, said a press release from Region 9 Economic Development District of Southwest Colorado. The Southwest Innovation Corridor's goal is to aid in community-led efforts in the region to ensure economic stability in each of the three towns. Goals include developing a cohesive image for each community in collaboration with its partnering nonprofit and business organizations. Taylor will do this through providing technical assistance to local businesses and tackling Rico marketing efforts. In just the first 3 weeks in Rico, he has updated the website as well as created information about the attractions found in Rico. In addition, he has taken on the duty of helping to publicize events through KSJD. Carrie DeStefano, Rico's town administrator, has enormous praise for Taylor. Having him available has been very helpful. It was Ryan who got the community event calendar to be a collaborative effort. He has been working on information about the attractions in Rico, and he is going to start working with the Scenic Byway and Colorado Tourism Office. Taylor is a senior at Western State Colorado University, studying business administration and entrepreneurship. He is a University Innovation Fellow with Stanford's University School Design and Innovation Program and a goalie for Western State's hockey team. Taylor relishes the role he has been assigned. He said, "Although I am only here for a short time, I am excited to be able to play an influential role in these areas and to get to know all the great people that make up these towns. I have learned that these communities and towns mean so much more than just a place to live for the people that reside in them. Both Rico and the West End host some of the most stunning landscapes I've visited," he said, not only in Colorado, but the country as a whole.
According to the Durango Herald, an Interior Department appeals board has denied San Juan Citizens Alliance challenge of Silverton Mountains helicopter skiing expansion, arguing the alliance has no legal standing to file such a claim. In May 2017, the Bureau of Land Management's Gunnison office approved a new 5-year permit for Silverton's Guides, an arm of Silverton Mountain, to swap 5,556 acres for an additional 16,250 acres for its heli-ski operations. Critics said expanding heli-skiing would compromise prime backcountry ski areas. Others feared helicopters would increase avalanche danger in the mountains. More than 85% of about 370 people who submitted public comments about the expansion opposed it. The comments were made public in April 2017 after the Alliance filed a Freedom of Information Act request. Silverton Mountain owners Aaron and Jen Brill said the deal would help boost Silverton's winter economy and would actually provide safer terrain for both heli-skiers and backcountry users. San Juan Citizens Alliance, with other environmental groups, filed a challenge of the swap. The challenge was dismissed in March by the Interior Board of Land Appeals, which said this group did not demonstrate it had standing to challenge the decision. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The National Weather Outlook map here doesn't show the major story, which is the heat. Today, the most above normal temperatures will occur in the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. Excessive heat warnings and heat advisories are in effect. If outside, take precautions. However, with all the heat and humidity dominating a large part of the country, here's some cool news. Some wet snow and snow showers are in the forecast for tonight over the higher elevations of the northern Cascades. This is due to an influx of cold air as a deep upper level trough moves into the Pacific Northwest. Some heavy downpours and thunderstorms can be expected along the Gulf Coast as a weak low pressure system moves across from east to west through the July 4th holiday. And you can see those spots of possible severe thunderstorms in the central U.S. and flash flooding potential in parts of Ohio and Pennsylvania. The regional outlook: smoke ahead. Well, it seems there will be smoke in the region from those two fires to our east for quite a while, depending on the winds. Areas of dense smoke from the 416 and Burro fires are expected over portions of southwest Colorado until 10 a.m. this morning and then again later tonight. Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be a slight chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms over the Colorado mountains, producing gusty winds and little rain. The chance of afternoon and overnight showers and thunderstorms will increase Thursday through Sunday, especially over southwest and central Colorado and Utah. Utah. So a low pressure will set up over the northwestern U.S. with high pressure over the Midwest and western Gulf of Mexico. This pattern will keep dry and slightly warmer than normal weather over eastern Utah and western Colorado today. The western trough will deepen tonight and Tuesday, which will shift winds to the southwest. This will help draw moisture north from New Mexico Tuesday afternoon, and they bring that slight chance of thunderstorms with gusty winds but little moisture reaching the ground, mainly over the Colorado southwest and central mountains. And our local DCTV 5-day outlook seems very repetitive. Today, Sunday, with a high near 87, south winds 5 to 15 miles an hour becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 58. West-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east in the evening. Then Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Southeast winds 5 to 15 becoming southwest in the afternoon. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 57. South-southeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Independence Day, mostly sunny with a high near 86. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 57 for the fireworks. Then Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 90. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 59. Friday, again, mostly sunny with a high near 90. And Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 58. Saturday, sunny with a high again near 90. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 58. And now back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo by Ross D. Franklin with the AP, Arizona water officials committed Thursday to reach a multi-state plan by the end of the year to stave off Colorado River water shortages or at least lessen the impact. The U.S. Bureau of Reclamation has been prodding western states to wrap up drought contingency plans, one each in the lower and upper basins. Little snowpack, rising temperatures, and ongoing drought have led to steady declines in the river that serves 40 million people in 7 U.S. states. The amount of water that gets sent to the lower basin states, Arizona, Nevada, and California, and Mexico, depends on Lake Mead, the reservoir formed by Hoover Dam. No shortage has ever been declared, but the federal agency puts the possibility at more than 50% in 2020 and even higher in subsequent years. Those states so far have avoided shortages through conservation, leaving water in Lake Mead and other efforts. The Arizona Department of Water Resources and the Central Arizona Project said they would form a committee to work out the details of a drought plan among Arizona water users and present it to the legislature in January.
From the Journal, photo by Stephanie Alderton. The Mancos Town Board heard several arguments and possible solutions on recycling during a lengthy meeting last week. Casey Simpson, a member of the Four Corners Recycling Initiative, said during the public comment period that his group has become inundated with recyclable materials brought in from around the Mancos Valley and as far away as Hesperus. Montezuma County landfill operator Shaq Powers echoed many of Simpson's concerns in a presentation on waste management in the county, saying he wants to increase the number of materials diverted from the landfill and into recycling. Both called for the town board to step in to improve the state of recycling in the Mancos area. Simpson said the Four Corners recycling bins near the Mancos Schools campus have been overflowing lately, and the nonprofit doesn't have enough money to empty them as often as needed. The reality of the situation is that Mancos' recycling is outpacing our revenue stream, he said. He also said the renovation going on at Mancos Schools will likely force the group to find a new location soon. He asked the board to consider finding a municipal solution to the town's high demand for recycling. Powers gave a similar presentation to the one he gave the Montezuma County Board of Commissioners in February on waste management in the county and the Colorado Solid and Hazardous Waste Commission's recycling goals for the next 18 years. Under the statewide goals, rural areas like Montezuma County would reach a diversion rate, amount of waste used for recycling or other purposes rather than sent to a landfill, of 15% by 2036. Although the commission doesn't have the authority to enforce the goal, Powers said more grant money is available to areas that show progress in meeting it. The latest waste audit conducted in Montezuma County showed about a 10% total diversion rate in 2017, which is down from 13% the year before. Powers asked the board to help improve that number by passing an ordinance that would require all waste haulers serving Mancos to provide recycling bins or other affordable sorting options to clients. He emphasized the importance of separating trash and recycling before it makes its way to the landfill. Educating the public on the difference between recyclable and non-recyclable materials is also important, he said. He cited the city of Cortez, which requires residents to separate their trash and recycling at the curb, as an example of success in this area, and urged the Mancos board to follow it. The most economically feasible route we have is to offer source-separated recyclables, he said. The Montezuma County landfill has been doing its part, he said, by paying county residents for pre-sorted recyclables since 2015. Board members applied Powers with questions and applauded his presentation after it was finished. Mayor Queenie Barr said she would direct town staff to immediately start looking into municipal recycling solutions. Powers said he plans to give similar presentations on the issue in Dolores, Dove Creek, and Toyac over the next few months.
According to the Cortez Journal, Mercy Regional Medical Center is aiming to reduce the number of broken bones osteoporosis patients suffer as the population ages. The National Orthopedic Association describes the 2 million osteoporosis-related fractures that happen each year as an emerging epidemic. The prevalence of osteoporosis, a chronic fragile bone condition, is expected to increase as the population ages. Pew Research Center estimates about 10,000 baby boomers will turn 65 each day through 2030. Mercy Orthopedic Associates Fracture Liaison Service and its Bone Health Clinic were founded about 4 years ago by Dr. Kimberly Fury to educate osteoporosis patients about their condition and prevent fractures and falls, said Clayton LeBaume, a physician's assistant and bone health clinical coordinator. Similar bone health clinics have started across the country to improve care, and research shows patients who receive care there had a reduced risk of additional fractures and increased bone density, according to Clinical Interventions in Aging. The Durango Clinic was needed in part because the orthopedic doctors see so many patients with osteoporosis come in with preventable fractures, LeBaume said.
From the Journal, photos Emily Rice with the Journal. Animal Planet's Rocky Mountain vet Dr. Jeff Young visited Cortez Saturday for a planned Pethood Plus spay and neuter clinic. With film crew on scene at the Cortez Fire Protection District Station, Young and his wife, Dr. Petra Mikova, spayed and neutered 50 local dogs and cats. The clinic was held in partnership with the For Pet's Sake Humane Society. It is for low-income families that we did an income qualification, and we also are helping some fairly unique situations, said Sherry A. Val, president of For Pet's Sake. We are being filmed for the 6th season of Dr. Jeff Rocky Mountain Vet, and the Cortez Fire Department offered their station for free. The problem I'm seeing lately is people come down and they pick up all these animals from the reservation and they take them up to Denver. They bring up sick animals and are just spreading disease around the state and not getting to the source of the problem, Young said. We wanted to come down and address this problem, and part of it is for the filming because it is a unique land down here. Young also said spaying and neutering pets leads to a healthier and longer life. There are two main reasons pets die in this country, Young said. One is due to overpopulation, and two is economic euthanasia. People do not have the money to take care of problems when they arise. Young said his team frequently conducts mobile visits and works with local humane societies to address each area's specific problems. In addition to spaying and neutering cats and dogs on Saturday, Young removed a tumor from an elderly dog's leg. Most pet owners at the clinic learned about the event on Facebook. For Pet's Sake signed up and made appointments for the first 50 inquiries. Owners were called when their pets were ready for pickup, but in the meantime, For Pet's Sake volunteers were on site to sit with the pets as they came out of anesthesia. Young said he and his team travel all over Colorado and hope to return to the Four Corners. I think there's enough of a problem here that I would like to do this on a more regular basis, Young said.
According to the Durango Herald, people who have lost income because of the 416 fire may be eligible for a change in their health insurance status. People may qualify for Medicaid in 2018 if their income for the year falls under these amounts. For a single person, $16,750. For a couple, $22,700. For a family of three, $28,676. And for a family of four, $34,600. If people currently have insurance through Connect for Health Colorado, Anthem, they may save money by reporting reduced income and getting additional tax credits for the rest of 2018. For people whose income drops by 10% or more in 2018, their insurance bill could go down significantly for the rest of the year. For more information, call Kevin O'Connor at 335-2021. This is a free service of San Juan Basin Public Health in Durango.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. So it's July and all sorts of events are happening surrounding the celebration of Independence Day on Wednesday, July 4th, though many know the Constitution was signed initially on July 2nd. So here are some of the area activities this week. Celebrate Independence Day with Lawn Chair Kings at Mancus Brewing Company on July 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. Mancus Brewing has a fantastic selection of handcrafted beer as well as fabulous views of the valley. Thanks for your support of the independents, independent breweries, and independent music, they say. July 5th at 3 p.m., Wild Edge Brewing Collective will release their first ever bottled beer, Around the Bend. This is a blended tart saison barrel aged for 10 months in Sutcliffe Vineyard barrels. Once bottled, it went through another round of fermentation to create a delicate carbonation. Notes of honey, lemon rind, hay, oak, and a hint of funk makes this a complex but very approachable sour, which pairs well with many foods and good company. Around the Bend will be on tap for a limited time, and they will be selling 750 milliliter bottles for both in-house consumption and to go. With only 40 cases of bottles, $17 a bottle and $170 per case of 12, up to 1 case per person, stock is limited. Up in Rico, they've already started the celebration this past weekend and continue to rock on for their 4th of July celebration. Their parade starts at 11 a.m., followed by enterprise contests and live music by Sonny and the Whiskey Machine at 3:30. The outdoor bar and beer garden will be the place to be. Wear your best red, white, and blue. And we'll have all the details on all the happenings right here in Dove Creek on Tuesday's show. It'll be a full pick and hoe event day, July 4th, starting with the parade at 9 a.m., then games in Weber Park. These are the photos of the barbecue fire pit awaiting the meat to be seasoned and wrapped in burlap to cook in the pit for 2 days. So if you see smoke in Dove Creek and smell the wood, don't worry. The volunteer fire department is in charge of making sure the pit is safe. Meat will be for lunch on the 4th at 11:30. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station at 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.